What's up, everybody? My name's Chance, and today we're going to be playing some God-Eternal Marwyn. And we have Pledge of Unity next turn to buff them all a little bit more. So that's going to be a lot of damage going at our opponent. Actually, that's all the damage we need. Haha! Go ahead and swing in. Take out the Liliana. Retreat. Then we are going to exile Rao. Bye-bye. Then we're going to play a Gideon right back down. And just as the name probably suggests, this is going to be an elf ball deck. Most of the time whenever you play Marwyn, you are playing elves, and a lot of them. So yeah, it's going to be a fun time, and this isn't a serious deck. I feel like I should start saying this in the beginning. This isn't a serious deck, so those of you that are like, is this jank or competitive? It's most certainly jank, but it's fun jank, right? We're trying to get a lot of mana out. Get down God-Eternal and then play a lot of creatures after God-Eternal, or if that doesn't work, we can always get down Finale of Glory, or with Ajani we can just build our own creatures up, right? So there's a lot of outlets that once weren't available to the elves that I think really make Elfball a lot better in this set. So yeah, we're gonna hop into the deck tech or the deck breakdown, and then we'll get right into the games. For starters though, I want to go ahead and start doing this at the beginning of videos instead of the end, because I know most people don't watch all the way to the end. So if you enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like down below and a comment in the comment section if you have any suggestions for this deck, future decks, or past decks that I may do. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. We usually try to keep things pretty chill and play play a lot of fun and different decks. So yeah, kicking us off, we have 4 copies of Llanowar Elves. This is gonna obviously help us ramp, and it is your very basic elf card. Sit across a whole lot of decks, so I don't feel like there's a whole lot of explaining there. Shaper's Sanctuary for 1 mana. Every time a creature we control becomes the target of a spell or an ability an opponent controls, we draw a card. Excellent card. I wish I had more than 1 copy. That's pretty much all there is to say there. If you do, definitely run more than 1 copy, because your elves are going to be getting selected quite often. So moving us down, we have 2 copies of Gideon's Triumph. Now, I know a lot of people may disagree with me on this card, but I think it's actually an okay card. Obviously, it doesn't work the best against people that are going wide. However, you're also trying to go wide and trying to go big. So, you know, hopefully you can beat them out in that manner. Furthermore, we do have Gideon Blackblade in the deck, and I feel like Gideon's Triumph with it, Gideon Planeswalker down, is just so excellent. And oftentimes you'll find that you're in a board stall and then your opponent gets down a larger creature. This helps get rid of that large creature, like a Galta, like a flying creature, a Rekindling Phoenix that just tries to go over your units. Granted, it won't kill the egg. You can Gideon's Triumph and then Conclave Tribunal it, or just Conclave Tribunal it, actually. I don't know why you would Gideon's Triumph it. So maybe Rekindling Phoenix wasn't the best example, but you understand what I'm saying. Moving us down, we have 2 copies of Incubation Druid. Now, once we put a +1/+1 counter on this creature, instead of tapping for 1 mana, she's gonna tap for 3, or he. I'm not sure what it is. So yeah, and it's really easy to put a counter on it. We have Pollenbright Druid, which comes down and immediately puts a counter on it. We have Pledge of Unity. We have Ajani. We also have just the innate adapt ability. So we also have Unbreakable Formation. So there's a whole lot of ways to get the counter on here and get your mana ramping rather quickly. Then, well, the card I just mentioned, we have 2 copies of Pollenbright Druid, which works really well, I think, in an Elfball deck. Yeah, I was seeing if I had more copies of Incubation, because I was like, well, I'm only playing 2. I only have 2. Right. Anyways, Pollenbright Druid. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Works excellent on Incubation Druid. It's okay on Marwyn, because you're basically giving Marwyn 2 counters instead of 1 with Pollenbright Druid. But you can also just proliferate if you have Planeswalker down, so you know your Marwyn plus your Planeswalker gets a little bit bigger. But yeah, since we're playing with so many +1/+1 counters, I felt Pollenbright Druid is just a nice cheap little add-in. Moving us down, we have 2 copies. I was about to say 1, but we have 2 copies of Gideon Blackblade, which is just honestly a really strong card. Every time it's your turn, it's going to turn into a 4/4 human soldier creature with indestructible, as well as still being a planeswalker. It can give another one of your creatures Vigilance, Lifelink, or indestructible, which is huge. And then for -6, you can exile a non-land permanent, any non-land permanent. So yeah, Gideon Blackblade, it's like the new It's like the new history of Benalia, only better, right? Because you almost want to be playing it in every deck that plays white mana. That's not control. Anyways, moving us down, we have 3 copies of Unbreakable Formation. This is going to help keep your elves alive against things like Kaya's Rats or Cleansing Novas, because Lord knows people love to throw those at you. Furthermore, it can also give your elves counter. So just be careful and be wary whenever you go to cast it in your main phase, because if you cast it in your main phase and they Kaya's Wrath you on their turn, you're going to feel very ridiculous. So moving us down, we have 3 copies of Evolution Sage, which fits right into our elf deck, right? And especially since we're trying to put so many counters on everything, we have so many Planeswalkers. I believe we're running 6 Planeswalkers in the deck, so a lot of targets to proliferate. Also works wonders with Marwyn. Every time we play a land, Marwyn's going to get another counter, plus every elf, so she's going to get ramped very quickly. Most of you should know Marwyn by now. 3 mana 1/1 that reads whenever another elf enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and then furthermore we can tap Marwyn and add as much green mana as we have her power as. So if she has 9 power, we tap her for 9 green mana. Moving us down, we have 2 copies of Vivien, Champion of the Wilds, which is excellent at helping you deal with flyers, as she can give your creatures vigilance and reach for +1. She's also excellent at finding you more creatures to get down. So say you have your Beast Whisperer down, but no creatures in hand, Vivien can help you, sort through that mess and find some more elves or a God-Eternal, hopefully, to play. So moving us down, we have 2 copies of Pledge of Unity. Now this does help you keep healed up against those aggro decks. It also gives all your creatures +1/+1 counters, which can help with the Incubation Druid. It allows you to give it its ability for only 3 mana instead of 5. So yeah, it's I don't know how well it fits into the deck yet. I've played this deck probably 20-30 games. My girlfriend is actually the one that helped me build this deck. She said she wanted to play an updated version of Elves, so I was like, well, here we go. So yeah, Pledge of Unity, I don't know. I'm still on the border with it, but I haven't drawn it and either used it or it be a dud enough times to really judge it one way or the other. So alright, moving us down, we have 4 copies of Conclave Tribunal for some easy removal. Fairly easy removal, I should say. Then we have 2 copies of Beast Whisperer for some more card draw every time we cast a creature. It's going to be awesome. Then we have 2 copies of Ajani the Greathearted, which is just one of my favorite Planeswalkers, honestly, from the new set, if not my favorite, like top. Don't get me wrong, Bolas is cool, but Ajani is just Ajani's just so awesome. I even enjoyed the Ajani we had before War of the Spark, so the fact that they came out with another one just makes me happy. Nonetheless, his static ability, creatures we control have vigilance, excellent. +1, we can gain 3 life, helps us fight aggro, or rather sustain out aggro. And then for -2, we can put a +1/+1 counter on all of our creatures, and give another loyalty counter to all of our Planeswalkers. So that is excellent, kind of like basically a proliferate effect that doesn't target himself, right? So for -2 we can, well, it actually starts up the proliferate, so I don't know, it's just an awesome effect. Moving us down, we have 2 copies of God-Eternal Oketra, Zombie God, Double Strike, 3/6. What can I say about this card? Y'all have seen it played a lot, y'all have probably played it yourselves. Whenever we cast a creature spell, create a 4/4 black zombie warrior creature token with vigilance, and every time a God-Eternal dies or is exiled from the battlefield, you can put it back on top of your library, 3rd from the top. So pretty excellent there. And then we have Finale of Glory, which is awesome, and pretty much every time you play this, your opponent's going to concede. Because we're not going for a small finale, we're going for a big finale, right? Everyone knows you go for the big finale. So for 12 mana, we can get down 10 2/2 white soldier creature tokens with vigilance, as well as 10 4/4 white angel creature tokens with flying and vigilance. Now everything before that is just going to give you, X amount of 2/2 white soldier creature tokens with vigilance, which I guess if your back's against the wall, sure, get some out, get some defenders down. It is still excellent in that manner. However, like I said, you're going to be trying to build your Marwyn, you're going to be trying to get your Incubation Druids down, and just ramp into this Finale of Glory. Because if you get it to 10, 10 4/4 flying angels, that's nothing to nothing to sneeze about. Now make sure you don't get them Settled Away or Kai's Wrath or Cleansing Nova. So if you're gonna play this and you see your opponents are in those colors, make sure you keep up an Unbreakable Formation to make sure you don't just lose it all the next turn, right? Because that would be kind of embarrassing. So yeah, that's gonna do it for the deck tech or the deck breakdown, and now we're gonna hop right into the games. Dark Spotted. Maybe you should go get that checked out. Been sunbathing too much. Yeah, this looks like a pretty okay hand. Obviously, we're going to be running Incubation Druid first into the Pollenbright. We have a whole lot of plains. Scares me a little bit, but I'm sure we'll find some more forests somewhere along the way. Ah. Speak of the devil. Okay, so yeah, I believe we're just gonna go Pollenbright Druid here. We could go Gideon if we're trying to go aggro, but honestly I'd rather get the rampage on. So actually we can still go Gideon here. I forget our Incubation Druid is already over its Summoning Sickness, so once we add the +1/+1 counter, then we automatically get the mana. They're going to seal away my incubation. That's unfortunate. That is certainly unfortunate. So it's basically like we didn't get any effect out of the Pollenbright Druid there and just played a Gideon. Well, you know. Okay, so we could go for Beast Whisperer here and then Evolution Sage, or we could go Evolution Sage into a land and buff our Gideon up a little bit more. Yeah. Because then we can always take away the Seal Away. It's going to cost our Gideon kind of a lot, right? But we're not going to do it this turn. I want to keep my Gideon alive at least. Let's just give our Pollenbright Druid lifelink. We'll swing all in. Our opponent's got a spell they can play for 1 mana, 1 white mana. Probably a combat trick if I had to guess about it. So yeah, we can get our Druid back now. Pyromancer's Cage. Never mind. I know you did, Gideon. It's okay. It is okay. Alright, well, we're not going to really get any effect out of the Pollenbright Druid's Proliferate this turn, so we might as well not worry about it. And we can go ahead and swing in for the 4. Certainly not a bad trade-off. We are still winning, so there's that. I feel like I may need to turn my mic volume down. It seems like it keeps peaking. I'll check back into it. Okay, so let's go ahead and play the Llanowar. Pollenbright Druid. I'm thinking we Unbreakable here, play the Plains, and then play the Pollenbright Druid. Okay, so that's going to give them all counters. This is going to buff all their counters, and this is going to buff all their counters. And draw us a card. Right. And we have Pledge of Unity next turn to buff them all a little bit more. So that's going to be a lot of damage going at our opponent. Actually, that's all the damage we need. Ha ha! I'm sorry, I didn't count the math there before we attacked, and then they just accepted it. So, yeah, game 1, Dark Spotted, getting the beat down with elves, and this is kind of what I meant whenever I said in the deck tech that elves had a lot more tools. You can now actually make your elves, you know, something fierce. They don't just have to be these little creatures that you're like, well, let me just get down 1,000,000 of them, and then we're good to go. No, this time around they can pack a punch. They can pack a huge punch. So, yeah, we're going to go and hop into a game 2 here. Tapped and Attacking. Going to be our next foe. I like the name. This is an interesting hand. I don't know if I really want to keep it. But at the same time, we have a good mana split. Gideon can definitely do work. And if they remove one, they're going to feel really silly when I play the next one, right? Or maybe disheartened would be a better way of describing it. So we're probably not going to rush into the Pollenbright Druid, honestly. Going up against Izzet. There's the Electromancer. Ooh, we got an Incubation Druid. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and play it. I feel like they definitely have a shock or something along those lines. However, we're trying to get the value out of it ASAP. You can attack in. I'm not going to block it. They should know that. And they do. Alright, so their Goblin Electromancer is tapped and attacking. Oh. Come on, I make a funny joke and you just gotta lightning strike me in the face. Gotta say, I don't appreciate it. Alright, Gideon.
I will defend the weak at every opportunity. Prepare for battle.
Prepare for battle. They're gonna like lightning strike plus Goblin Electromancer, my Gideon? No. Interesting. Very interesting. I don't think I want to play an Ajani quite yet. I think I do want to get down some units, some bodies, if you will. And I am just going to put the counter on the Pollenbright Druid, so that way we have a very easy choice.
I will lend you my strength.
Alright, so we're going to get in for the 4. And hopefully our Gideon will be safe for the turn. If not, we have another one on reserve. Ajani could be pretty good here. Ral. Ooh, we're going to want to deal with Ral for sure. That is a problem in which we need to solve. So let's see. They probably defend with their Goblin Electromancer against the Gideon here, right? So we're still going to get in for 3. So what's some way we can get in for double that? Play the Ajani. Makes our Pollenbright Druid go up to a 3 and our Llanowar up to a 2. And our Gideon goes up to 5 loyalty counter. 6 after this turn, which is almost enough to deal with the Ral. Unbreakable Formation, again, puts us at the same position. So I think we do actually want to go with the Ajani here. And then we will go ahead and -2. And +1, and here, and lifelink, because already has vigilance. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and get the Ral off. Yeah, so there's the block with the Electromancer. They do get to keep the Ral one more turn. Ooh, they're about to make me sacrifice both my units. That's rough. That is actually rough. See?
Ooh, let's see what we got.
Alright, so Gideon can take out Ral, but their Liliana is going to stay. That doesn't seem right. Maybe we should go ahead and kill the Liliana. Leave the Ral, huh? Actually, you know what? We can get rid of both of them. Okay, so this is going to be kind of nice. Since we do have another Gideon on backup, we are going to go ahead and swing in, take out the Liliana. Retreat. Then we are going to exile Ral. Bye-bye. Then we're going to play a Gideon. Right back down. And we might as well gain the life with Ajani. Go ahead and plus up our other Gideon. Submit 0. Call it a turn. Alright, so they got rid of our creatures, but we managed to get them back for it, so that's good. All is right. We need one more land for this God-Eternal Oketra, or a Llanowar, really anything. I will take anything. So we might as well just proliferate here, as we do have 2 planeswalkers down and 0 creatures with counters on them. We can just exile the big birdie there, but I don't think that's what we want to do. Instead, we'll just keep up that 2 mana for Gideon's Triumph, and we'll put Indestructible on the Pollenbright Druid just to be funny. And well, we could have a minus to Ajani and then use Gideon's there, but Gideon Triumph will be fine as well. I kind of just want to build Ajani up, right?
Now do you see the benefits of
And we'll swing in with Gideon. Next. Alright, so we are getting them down. We're getting them low. They are playing Grixis, another Twilight Prophet. Let's see, if they swing in with this one, we might not do anything, right? Just wait for next turn for the Gideon's Triumph.
do not frighten me.
Conclave Tribunal. No, I really want to use the Gideon's Triumph. Okay, so how do we want to do this? Probably Manus. That's where our Pollenbright Druid is building up a little bit. Plus, Indestructible maybe? When did we put a counter on Gideon? I don't remember that. Oh, maybe just now with the Ajani. Right. Alright, so we'll swing all in. We are still going to get him for 5. Oh, also the reason I'm not too worried about removing the Twilight Prophets quite yet is they're not ascended, so they don't get the card draw in the life game. If they were ascended, I would definitely be removing them ASAP. So let's see what they do here. See if we can get in some good Gideon's Triumph. Yeah, let's see if it works. I've only just recently started playing with Gideon's Triumph. I just really want to try it in this deck. I feel like it's like I said, got value to it. Not if they counter it, obviously, but you know, fingers crossed that they don't. We haven't seen any counter spells so far. Just gonna shock out our Pollenbright Druid. Sure. Lightning Strike on what? Gideon? Okay. And then yeah, they just sacrificed both of them, so that's excellent. And I think I was gonna say I think we can win this turn with Unbreakable plus the Ajani Manus, right? Nonetheless, that's gonna be a game 2, tapped and attacking. Yeah, how you feel about that elf ball? Now, I said it after the first game. I'm gonna say it again. The new tools are just really awesome. Now, did we win with elves there? No, not really. But these are cards that help your elves, you know, whenever you have them down, as well as being cards that are good enough to win, you know, singularly. Nonetheless, we'll hop into a game 3. Newton, Sir Isaac Newton, gonna be our next foe. And it looks like Newton's a fan of Liliana. Can't say I blame him. So let's get our cards in order. This is definitely a keepable hand. We have the God-Eternal. We have Vivien to help us search for some more creatures. Unbreakable to give our incubation the counter. A Marwyn, which is always nice. We're up against Orzhov though, so we can fully expect a lot of removal. So we may want to just keep Unbreakable back for that removal. Death Baron. Oh, Orzhov zombies. That's something you don't see every day. So let's go and get the Marwyn down into the Llanowar. And I think that's enough for God-Eternal. Actually, we had enough for God-Eternal before the Llanowar. Probably should have saved the Llanowar, to be completely honest. That's okay. Alright, yeah, so let's go God-Eternal into the Sage, and that'll go ahead and get us a zombie up and about. Put another counter on the Llanowar. And now from here on out, we're going to keep up mana for Unbreakable, because we know that Kaya's Wrath would hurt a whole lot. So hopefully they don't, they don't have mana for it this turn. Aha! Because Kaya's Wrath takes two white mana, 2 black mana. So we are safe this turn. At least for now. Okay, so what do we want to do? We're going to keep up things for Unbreakable. So if I play Vivien, we still have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we can still play it. So that is fine. That's what we're gonna do here. And well, we could probably still cast out a creature if we got it, but we may just want to give our God-Eternal Vigilance. Let's look for a creature.
The mysteries of life are endless.
Okay. Well, thank goodness we didn't let that hit either, huh? That would have been rough. So we can go ahead and swing it with the zombie. I don't know if I want to swing it with the God-Eternal. We could kill both Death Barons, which I guess is still a win, but I kind of like the idea of having Oketra out, so let's see. Actually, after we killed one Death Baron, the other Death Baron loses its Death Touch. Well, I made a misplay there. I should have attacked with the God-Eternal. Oh well, you live and you learn. So we'll keep up mana for Unbreakable and move along, as the All-American rejects say. Oh, and Newton's just gonna scoop it out. Our board state's too strong. Too strong for Newton. Isaac, sir. Nonetheless, that's gonna do it for today's games. Thanks to you all for watching, and yeah, I'll either see y'all later tonight or tomorrow. Peace.